Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. So, Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. Why wouldn't it star him? And it's about that Skynet has failed now twice to terminate John Carter. So what they decide to do is send a Terminator back in time called the TX, and it terminates all of John Carter's teammates. But one of them, I believe her name was Kate. Was it Kate? I don't really remember, but she sends a Terminator. She reprograms a Terminator and sends it back in time, so that way it protects her and John Carter, I believe, or just protects her. So yeah, and we have our movie. And what I think of Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, it was alright. I mean, it's not as bad as people put it out to be, but it's still an alright movie. I don't think it's not terrible, but it's also at the same time it's really not that good, but there are some good things about this movie, so I'm going to get into the positives first. And the first positive is Arnold as the Terminator. Arnold as the Terminator, who cares? The movie could be the worst movie ever made, or like the worst Terminator movie ever made, and Arnold could still be great as the Terminator. He was still awesome as the Terminator. He was great. And, yeah, he was great as the Terminator. I liked the story. The story was good. What else? I mean, the villain was okay. I mean, she wasn't the best villain for a Terminator movie, but she was alright. I mean, they could have done better with, because the first two movies have such iconic villains, and this one's kind of a weak villain. Yeah. See, I like some of the action, the action scenes, the freeway chase where, John Carter's in the car and he's driving, and the TX is, driving after him, and Arnold's on the hook, and he's being dragged around. That was a cool scene. Now let's get into the negatives, and the negatives are the girl, Kate, I believe her name was. If I'm wrong, just tell me in the comments. She was so annoying. Oh my goodness, I felt like just saying, be quiet. If I was the Terminator, I would have just terminated her then. All she did was scream and complain about everything. And then there's this one scene where John Carter's like, you remind me of my mother. I felt like slapping him in the face for that. Really? Picture that for a second. He said that girl reminds him of his mother. Think about that for a second. I know, right? And the person that was playing John Carter, he couldn't act. His dialogue was so sloppy. I mean, he was just terrible as John Carter. I mean, just terrible. Definitely a miscast for John Carter. Definitely terrible. Also, another scene I liked is when all the machines come loose and they start terminating all the humans. That was cool. What else? Oh yeah, also another thing I didn't like, the CGI. The CGI looked sloppy at times. You can definitely tell it was CGI at times. And for a Terminator movie, really, even though the first two movies had better CGI than this one, and the first two movies came out earlier. You think they stepped their game up with this one for the CGI? No, I don't know what they were thinking. But overall, just Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines is a alright movie. I mean, it's not terrible and it's not that good at the same time, but it's alright. So it's time to give my official grade on Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, and my official grade on Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines is a B-. I do think this is an alright movie. It does have a lot of good parts, and it does have a lot of bad parts, but still an alright movie. I still enjoyed it a little bit, so I'm giving it a B-. So what did you guys think of Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines? Leave it in the comments section below. And I'm WWE Fan 0599, and we will see you all later. Peace.